One. We're live.
It's real Jimmy.
Welcome, Jimmy. Right, I'm gonna put your link.
My link.
Right, I'm gonna do your go to channel so people know straight away who we're talking to.
Hang on a minute. Let me just check. There's no echo or anything.
Right.
There is an echo.
What's the fucking page?
Close his windows.
Paste. Right, that's Jimmy's channel. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. That's Italian.
Say hello in Thai. Is it swadika?
Swadika.
So what words do I need to learn? Swadika.
Cup and cup. Cup, couldn't cup. Thank you.
Thank you. Cup and cup.
Like
cup and cup. Cup and cup.
Yeah, cup and cup. You'll pick that one up quickly.
Cup and cup. Yeah.
Southway. Beautiful lady.
How do I say you have got beautiful eyes?
Or not one word you want to avoid is gatoy. That means lady boy.
Yeah. Swerve that.
Yeah, because they go mental.
I see a video the other day. There's some geezer. I can't. He's from Yorkshire way or somewhere up there. Might be Lancashire, and he's in where is he? Is he in Bangkok or in Pattaya? I think he might be in Pattaya. He's
I don't know.
Bald-headed fella. I wonder if it's the Pitbull in Pattaya, maybe. Anyway, so he goes. No, it weren't him. It's another bloke. No, there's another bloke. Fuck, I can't think of his name. He's a Londoner, and he's with his mate there. He's got
on this circle.
Hey,
he's on this circle of YouTube or another.
Nah, he's just doing his own videos on YouTube. He ain't in a clique or nothing. And he goes, "Oh, standing in a bar." I see him when he landed in Bangkok, and now he's gone to Pattaya. He was in Bangkok he just arrived about fucking 10 days ago. He's just
1.5 hour in a taxi from Bangkok to Pattaya.
Yeah. So
a lot of people are over there.
He goes, I was in a bar and he goes, the lady boys are beautiful. They are stunning. There was one come up to me the other day, just sort of, bumped her bum into me. He goes, I was just polite. I said, hello, I'm not interested. And she left me alone.
Yeah, be polite, but be careful. They bump into you on purpose whilst they got their hands in your pockets. If you look on there's some YouTube channels where you can just look at the news, like in this Pattaya people, the Tiger, which does all sort of general news around Thailand.
Right.
There's always stories of lady boys gotten into. They're looking for drunk tourists on the beachfront. It's not really with it. Don't really know what's what. Next thing they put their hands on. Hello, how are you? And you push them away, and as they push them away, they grab hold of your wallet, and you only notice when you get home your wallet's gone. Desperate people got desperate measures, but the thing is with ladyboys is that okay? Asians are generally smaller than, Western men, and Western women are normally quite bigger than Asian women. So when you first come over here, a ladyboy looks like it could be, on par with the same size as a Western woman.
Right. How tall are you, Jimmy?
It's a personal.
All right. No worries.
5'7" 3/4.
Do you feel quite tall over there with the size of like normal Thai men?
Yeah, I feel normal.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I see some English women and I feel small.
Yeah. See, I'm like normal like English height, I'd say. And
I'm not really under school in England either.
over here in France, I feel like tall because like the French are like they're not a tall sort of race. You know what I mean?
The Dutch are the tallest.
Yeah, yeah, Dutch, German.
I don't really notice height in people. I mean, I'm not. I don't know, but I mean, the women are very beautiful and they're very clean. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you like, they're like proper full-time working girls. Like you're just not gonna let them. You're not gonna like fucking put your dick in them, are you? Do you know what I mean? I'm not being funny.
oh, I don't know. I mean, these lads come out here on group holidays and they all sort of put pressure on each other to do something more naughty than the next one. That happens quite often.
Yeah. My
And
cousin, my cousin was in the Marines, right? And he
oh
said
god,
he goes he's fed up. Like he was a little bit of a I'd say like a one man wolf pack anyway. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't
yeah.
go along with the crowd, and he said they're all fucking doing lady boys and all that when they were traveling and that.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
disgusting. I've heard people
Like,
do all that stuff.
what? But like, even if you can get fucking diseases from like a fucking blowjob, can't you? So like, nah, I'll just get one and knock me out, knock one out for me. Do you know what I mean? A happy ending or whatever.
Well, there's plenty of women out here as well. You could probably get one and knock you out. I've seen
Yeah.
that happen a few times. You look on YouTube.
I'm not talking about a lady boy. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm talking about lady boys. I was a bit gobsmacked for a second.
So yeah, we was before we went live. I was saying about time of day and that. So now it's just getting dark now.
It's been now 8 o'clock. It's been dark for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Normally gets dark between 6 and 7
And it's
all year round.
Would you say it's like summertime there now?
It's supposed to be the moving into like the hottest part of the season.
So like an
We just
English.
come out of the monsoon season, but we get freak weather. Like sometimes the monsoon season normally estimated between September and end of November. But this year we got heavy rain. I say heavy rain. I've been here for a while. I say heavy rain around about Christmas time.
Yeah.
And then it stopped. And then it started again. And then we got some freak cold weather hit us from China. I mean, down here it's just been slightly chilly, but it's quite a nice sort of chilly. Like you can just have your fan blowing without your aircon. But apparently in Bangkok it went down at 15 degrees, and up in Chiang Mai it went up down as low as 4 or 5 degrees.
Yeah.
But that's all starting to it's all leaving now. It's starting to heat up again. I actually quite miss it before when you actually do stuff in the daytime without breaking a sweat. It's not a place you want to come and work.
Oh, it's too fucking cold here to be doing too much.
And it's too hot in the daytime. Most of the people out who work in the daytime either work in the shade, work in an office block. You know, if I'm going to be cutting the grass, I'm not going to do it early in the morning or late afternoon, early evening. The daytime it's just too hot, and you pass out.
I've been going out when it's dark. I'm coming in when it's dark. It's like.
Well, when you first come here, you'll be waking up probably. If you don't get used to jet lag, you'll be waking up about 1, 2 in the afternoon. Probably having your lunch at midnight.
Yeah. So I plan on getting a hotel straight from like before I land, just in case I get asked where I'm staying. And for 2 nights, I'll just probably fucking do 1 or 2 things, be buzzing, and have a little wander, or just fucking crash out. Do you know what I mean? Be one or the other. So.
Yeah, you want? So just sharing the link. What I was going to say now. How long are you at it for?
I reckon it'd be about 40 days.
You got time to relax in. Although it takes about, at least for me, it takes at least about a week just to get over the jet lag. Yeah. I don't like being in a rush to go here, go there.
Well, I might
take my time, think about it, do things properly, relax a bit.
Yeah.
Have a wonder.
When I land is like a Wednesday, so I was originally thinking maybe Saturday travel down from Bangkok, but then I thought, fuck it, I might as well have like a full weekend, you know, in Bangkok.
Yeah, have a look in Bangkok. There's a lot. If you know where you're going, there's a lot of good places to go. If you look on TikTok, there's a lot of people that show their little adventures around Bangkok. There's one like this chocolate tower or something. You go up. I went there before. I went there. I think I put it on YouTube. So I've got this revolving restaurant right at the top, and you're right, and you can see all of Bangkok, and the restaurant's going round really slowly, so you get to see it in 360. Nice. Got like a buffet there, so you can eat all types of food, from Chinese to European to Thai to Korean.
Yeah, so if I get like, I'll probably bump into like expats there and see what's 100%. Happening. You know what I mean? See what.
100%. Definitely bump into expats. They're rife. Yeah.
So you've been around a lot of Thailand.
Yeah. Every part of Thailand has got its own character.
Yeah.
Everywhere's a little bit different.
What's the longest you spent in one place over there?
I've been in Samui for like all the time, the whole time.
Yeah.
20 odd years. It's based I've never really moved from here.
So I remember you saying you come over to see your brother. Is that where your brother was as well? On Samui?
Yeah, that's where he was. He was down here. And back in those days when I first came, the first place I went to was Khao San Road.
Yeah.
And that was just so hectic, chaotic. You know, getting a room with aircon was difficult. I was in a room sweating it out. The toilet was overflowing. Everything was chaotic. Everyone wanted to get in their taxi. Want me to get into this thing where they want to try and sell you, like, they say, 40 baht special day. You get into any yellow tuk-tuk and you got 3 temples. And then they try and sell you a suit on the way in. You're like, no. Then they take you out of that shop. They take you to another shop, and it's just
come to my uncle's shop. He give me a good discount.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, the tuk-tuks, they get commission if they can sell a suit. And I visited my brother first, and I came back because I really liked it there. But he gone to Taiwan to teach. And I said, I can't handle it. I'm going back to England. He said, go back down to Samui. Like he said, Bangkok's very chaotic. And you got a bit more space. You might like it there. And I thought, okay, I'm coming this far. I might as well go down there. And then he was right. It was, God, back in those days, Samui was just a desert, virtually deserted island. And I could count the amount of cars go past me outside the ice cream shop. Probably about an hour to be 6 cars, 4 motorbikes. Now it's just solid, the whole island.
So
it's got city status now.
Back then, 20 years ago, could you self-support yourself?
Yeah, the pound was much higher. You got more for your money. I got 70 odds of the pound. Now it's like 43.
How long was you able to support yourself before you had to start thinking about getting an income?
I rented my apartment out in England, but I wasn't renting it out for much because I only had a 6-month ticket.
Yeah.
So I got someone in there quickly with, intention of coming back and kicking them out. But towards the end of that 6 months, I was suffering.
Yeah.
I had to come back home, make some big changes, and then come back again.
Yeah. And by that time, your brother had moved off.
He did a TEFL course where they teach people. You teach how to teach English.
Yeah, teaching English.
The thing is he was delayed. He booked it in, but then he broke his leg. So it was a 6-week course. So he had to cancel it and then stay there for another 6 weeks after that one had ended. And once he got his TEFL course, he was going to go to Taiwan where they got better wages and then earn enough money, then come back on holiday backwards and forwards to Thailand. But then they decided that they're going to go back to England and get a proper job.
Yeah.
It became a sparky and his mates went into property and they've got families now, settled down, ain't coming back. Just for a holiday. The crazy thing is, his plan was to live out here, and he ended up going back, and I ended up moving out here and not going back.
Yeah.
But had not broken his leg, I would never have been here. Well, not.
Did he have? Did your brother have a degree as well?
Yeah, he already had one, but I don't think it was necessary in those days to have a degree to do a TEFL course.
No. Well, you can do it. You can do a TEFL course, right, and teach online almost anywhere. But to teach face to face, some countries, the law says you have to have a degree and the TEFL course. The degree.
Well, I think they're sharpening up on these things.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days, you didn't have to do the course. You could have just paid the person to give you a certificate.
Yeah.
And blag it. But things have changed a lot since then, and things are a lot more. They've tightened up on a lot of things.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it because, I had a spine operation, and I was thinking I might have to be doing less physical work. You know what I mean? So I'll consider doing that. But as it happens, I'm all right. I can do what I used to do.
There's a lot of international schools out here.
Yeah.
And I think they got quite high standards for teachers, but for teachers in the Thai schools, they're always looking for teachers like native English people.
Yeah.
Well, they got lesser resources.
What sort of money do they pay?
I don't know, but it's not big money because I spoke to some of the teachers at my kids' school and they weren't happy.
Is it a decent local wage? Could you
Oh yeah, it's different than a Thai wage because they know you got. Well, the one thing I don't know what contracts they got with the school, but they will get you your work permit, your visa, which is the most expensive bit. Accommodation is pretty cheap anyway. I've seen teachers been teaching out here for a long time, but I think what they do is they get them on 1-year contracts, and if they like them, they'll extend another year. If they don't like them, they won't extend it, so they'll be looking somewhere else. And every year you stay there, I imagine their pay goes up for each year. But I've heard some schools that want to don't want to put their wages up. They got no intention of keeping them after the year. They'll give them the year contract, and then they'll just find a new person and for another basic wage.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I got my kid out of one school, because there wasn't that consistency.
I'm with you. So what else is there to do on Koh Samui? Talk for tourists.
Jet skiing. I don't mean just on the beach. There's a jet ski tour where you can book it for 4 hours, 6 hours, where they'll take you to the other islands. They even take you as far as Suratani, to the mainland, down the river. It ain't cheap, but it's a good. I mean, I went on it when my parents came out. They took me to Koh It was me and my missus on the back, and my dad on the other jet ski.
Yeah.
Had lunch in Koh and then went to some other island quickly, and then back to Samui. The problem is, I don't live here as a tourist, so when people come out here, I sort of just follow the crowd. But there's loads of shops. There's some flashing lights outside. What's going on?
Strobe light. It's a mobile disco.
Yeah, they got them in Phuket.
As long as it ain't blue strobe lights.
The police, they got red lights, and the ambulances are blue lights.
Yeah.
But in every place, the tuk-tuks are different. Like here, they got songtels. They're like longer buses. In Phuket, they got those little disco things you see on probably seen on some other channels. In Bangkok, they got the like motorbike converted three-wheelers.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I went to Koh Tao last. There's a lot of people renting ATV bikes.
I can't wait to go and have a look down mad places like Khao San Road.
Oh yeah, it's good to go to visit there, but I couldn't get a hotel around there personally.
Yeah, I'd like to see it in daytime to take it in, and nighttime for like the fucking craziness.
Actually, I've heard it's changed quite a lot. It might not be. I remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's meant to be. It's meant to be like more upmarket. You know what I mean? Like still
not for backpackers.
Yeah, still like backpacker based, but it's gone a bit like
trendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a hotel there, and I was quite shocked because the sign said no cars allowed.
I'll be going there as a tourist, so like, you know what I mean. I'll be, there.
I know, but it's just can you imagine that? I went there was a sign in the hotel at the check-in saying no ties allowed. How mad is that?
What's he could
you wouldn't know your tied missus, they wouldn't let her in. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So how many it's a bit of a personal question, but if you don't mind, it's up to you. How many like long-term relationship misses have you had over there? I mean, you went there as a single man, so you obviously back in the day took advantage of that situation. But when you actually got into like a relationship, from them days on, has it always been like a long-term thing?
Interesting. The first bird I had, I wasn't interested in all the bar girls, but then I got in with a group of people. I met a few people at the boxing gym, and then they knew people, and then one of them said like some of them had Thai girlfriends already, and some of them said to me, he said they've all of them have worked in the bar at some point. He said to me, so like but some of them, they all seem to be happy with their girlfriends, and one of these girls from the bar, she sort of latched onto me, and she basically stuck to me like glue. So she sort of naturally became my girlfriend for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, was she faithful? I don't know. She seemed faithful, but I wasn't faithful. Being young and single, I do not want to settle down with one woman.
That's what I mean. 20 years ago, you know what I mean? It was like
I was young then, and I didn't want to be settled down.
I was young then, but like, the opportunity arises, and I take it now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like, she was actually not too bad because she never really questioned what I did when I went out, and until I just went a bit too far, and I got a second girlfriend, and then ended up fighting with each other. So I dumped both of them. I think she was all right with just me going out here and there and being naughty, as long as she got a wage. But I think it was a bit too much in her face when I said, like, I've got a mistress now. I was stupid. I just told her, because she's always joking with me. She was saying, like, oh, on your birthday, I'm going to get you another girlfriend for one night. I'm like, this is a bit weird. And then I was like, oh, I've got a mistress, when she went back home to her home village. And I thought she'd be happy for me.
Imagine though, if your bird said to you, you know, for one night a year, we're going to have like a party with another bird.
I wouldn't do that.
No?
It sounds weird. But that would just, for me, I mean, if I was seriously into her, like, if it was just a mess around relationship, I probably would. But if I was serious about it, I think it would just mess everything up.
Like if I, looking back, it depends on the bird I was with at the time. Do you know what I mean? But there's one. How can I say? Very recent. Yeah, I mean, it could be a possibility. You never know.
Why not bring her out in?
There's, could be on the cards.
Why not?
Well,
Only got one life.
Yeah, I think you get to a point where you just think, right, these things have got to be tried. Do you know what I mean? If it happens, it happens.
Well, if that's something you always want to do it, because you ain't going to get it. You only got one life.
Exactly. Yeah. There's madness on that island then. If you wanted madness
everywhere.
Could you find
everywhere where there's foreigners?
Nightlife craziness.
Well, the thing is, you got every single nationality living on an island together. And then you got the locals, and sometimes they don't get on, or sometimes they just leave their brains at the airport and they don't do things they wouldn't normally do, because they haven't got a nanny government saying, "Oh, that's not safe," or "This, shouldn't do that, shouldn't do this." They basically leave it up to your own devices to decide what's safe or not.
Is it like a little bit
work it out when they go to hospital?
Is it like the Wild West?
Not really. It's just sometimes you get foreigners behaving stupidly. Like the most dangerous thing here is the motorbikes and the roads, and people think, oh, it's freedom, I can do what I like. No helmet, wheeling up the road, hit a bit of sand, never come home alive, or they end up getting nicked. And like, why are you nicking me for? Like, then they get a small fine, maybe reckless driving, a few $1,000 helmet, 500 baht, but they take great offence to it. I'm like thinking, if you've done that back home, you're going to be looking at a few $2,000 baht fine. It does annoy me sometimes when I see Western. Like, I've seen them driving on the pavements and stuff, and it really angers me, because I could be walking with my kid along that pavement, because there's not footpath, there's not pavements everywhere. So where there is pavements, you don't expect to see a motorbike driving up there, especially some geezer on a motocross bike, zooming down there. I snapped once at one. I think it was a French geezer who did it. I actually went. I was. Ooh. I think he nearly hit a couple, a Thai family, and they did have a kid. I thought, that was my kid, I'll be absolutely fuming right now. I'm not radio fuming, but
Yeah.
And you see a lot of people with their injuries are inflicted from motorbikes, because the only problem with Samui is taxis are quite expensive. Songtels, you have to negotiate a price, but it's just easy just to rent a motorbike or a scooter. It just gets you from A to B. If you've got no experience, you get on, and it is like driving in the Wild West. You got people driving the wrong way down the street. You got dogs crossing the road, like stray dogs, and they got every single. You got to deal with every single nationality on the road, and they all drive differently. I mean, luckily over here they drive on the same side of the road as the English, on the left. But the number one safety issue is the roads. Hello?
I'm back. I just put. I'm listening. I was listening all the time. I just put some of these frozen pasties, mini pasties, in the air fryer. I'm gonna have them with a little bit of pickle. Yes, and a bit of mustard. So, what English food do you miss?
Well, I mean, if I didn't have a local roast near me, I'd risk roast dinners, but I've got everything I really need here, man.
Yeah. Can you get kebabs there?
Yep. Yep. I normally, to be honest with you, I'm getting, since the lockdown, a lot of apps have popped out of nowhere, like delivery apps. And now I barely even go out. I just get the food delivered to me.
Yeah. So you're not far from a town. Are you in a countryside or are you in a town?
No, I'm not. Well, the thing is with Samoa, you're only ever going to be 5 minutes from the nearest beach, nearest restaurant, nearest massage, nearest hair salon, motorbike garage,
nail bar.
Yep. There's no banging music though near me. Some people have built houses near like entertainment venues. They can't get to sleep at night. Bang, 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 boing, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah. What other islands you been on?
Koh Phangan, Koh Tao, Phuket.
Yeah.
Probably been to James Bond, I can't remember. Chiang Mai, I know it's not an island. Been Pattaya, been Hua Hin.
What do you think of Chiang Mai?
I really liked it. I've been there a few times, but when I went there with my missus last time, because she's Thai, she knows where all the good things, places. She finds things I wouldn't find, and she found me some mad places like camping. Yeah. I don't mean like camping like we know it, like it's like the tent was like already built with, and they bring out a barbecue with all this stuff, that a private barbecue, all this extra food that comes on top, a bottle of whiskey. It's like it's in between a river, and like a rope ladder going between the river. Oh, it was the bollocks. When I went on this aeroplane, what they called the propeller plane. I got it on my channel. Those I don't know what they're called, man. They got a propeller at the back and they got a parachute at the top. She dragged me out onto that, and it was really amazing. You go there about four in the morning. You go down there. 5 o'clock, you're up in the air. You've seen the sunset come up while you're up in the sky. Yeah. Instructor flying it, and they give you a little GoPro as well, so you can film it yourself. I lost all the footage, but luckily I filmed some on my own phone. Yeah, that was really spectacular. What you could do is, if you're headstrong enough, is find a bar girl, agree a wage with her, and make her your tour guide while you're here. Because they know, they speak English. They know where to go, and they can negotiate stuff for you and stuff like that. But remember what's in the back of their heads.
I mean, like a beautiful tour guide. Do you know what I mean? That'd be like,
yeah,
a dream, wouldn't it?
It's a bit of a dream too good to be true. It normally is.
Yeah.
But if you're headstrong enough, just give it all the blag. Like, yeah. When I go home, I'll send you this. I'll give you. I'm gonna come back, buy a big house, blah blah. Jump on the plane. Yeah. See you later. The only other problem with that is you'll be stuck with her if you want to go anywhere else.
Yeah, it sounds like trouble. Woman trouble. I'll avoid like a plague.
Yeah.
I like chilled out birds.
A friend of mine, some people I know that come out here, like for example, people that work like taxi drivers, and they earn their dough. What they need, they set themselves a target, what they're going to earn, because they work for themselves. And if they got enough to last, don't know how much they need to last them, say 4 months. They'll come straight out here, and they'll go up to a bird, and they'll be blunt with them, and they'll say, right, I want it to be my bird for 4 days a week only. I don't want any crap in between. This is how much I'm going to pay you. Bosh, yes or no? Because they're up front, they sometimes get what they want.
Well, the gist, it's like if you got the money, you can get anything you want over there.
Yeah, but you're also going to get a lot of flies that are attracted to shit.
Yeah.
If they see someone's casually throwing money around, they're all going to want to, be very interested. All be your best friends, all hovering around you, all fighting over you. I don't know. I just think it's just best just to be just normal, not too flash, not too tight.
Yeah.
If you got a lot of money, I wouldn't show it off.
So you know the film Apocalypse Now when they're going up the river.
Yeah.
That's in Cambodia, but is there anywhere like that you know of in Thailand?
No, but when I first came out here, I had that vision from Apocalypse Now. It's the reason why I laughed when you said that. And I told my brother I came here because I wanted to be a god.
That's the sort of mad shit my brother comes out with.
And one of his mates said, "You'll be a god out here, don't worry." He left the next day, never saw him again.
Yeah. Yeah, that the beach film, that's filmed around there, isn't it?
No, it's filmed on the other side, near on the Phuket, Phang side.
Right.
In between, so if you go to Krabi, Phang is in the Krabi province.
What's Krabi like?
It's nice, like Ao Nang. It's about, if you go to the mainland from Samui, like which the ferry would, I think the same ferry that would take you to the mainland would take you to the same port called Donsak. And from there, it's a 2-hour drive on a straight highway down to Krabi.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it. It's got a big Muslim population, but they're not like the Muslims that you see in London and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're pretty laid back. They're not like what you see back in Europe, England. But in Krabi is where you get the boat to, say, James Bond Island, the island where the beach was. That's like the base for those islands. They're in between Krabi and Phuket, so you can get to Phuket from Krabi by boat. So you can just drive up and go.
There. I think there's quite good diving around there, so I'm interested in.
Oh yeah, there is. You're going in the ocean on that side, though.
Yeah.
So you're on much deeper waters. I think the waters here about 15 meters in the Gulf of Thailand.
Right.
But going in the ocean, that's where the tsunami hit. We got all Koh Lanta. There's a lot more islands over that side. Got Koh Lanta, Koh Phi Phi. You got the James Bond Island and.
Well, about 20 years ago, the tsunami. I can't even say it.
Tsunami. Yeah, lucky I wasn't there when that. I was here. I was in Samui when it happened.
Yeah.
It didn't affect this side. I was due to be in Koh Lanta when it hit, but I didn't go. Just because I couldn't be bothered. There was a boxing match down there. I think I was asked to fight, but I couldn't be bothered. Somebody else fought instead of me.
Yeah.
but they came back that very night. Whereas if I'd gone down, I wouldn't have gone back that night. I would have stayed there a few days and made a holiday out of it.
Yeah.
So I would have definitely been there. But I heard that whole island got washed away virtually.
It's meant to be quite a quiet place, Koh Lanta. Quite a chilled out place.
Yeah, apparently it is, yeah.
I'm just gonna go along, play it by ear. Do you know what I mean?
Just have your little map in your head, roughly where you're going to go, and there's nothing saying you have to stick to it. A lot of people come out with plans to go here, go there, and then they just change it at the drop of a hat. They get speaking to someone in a bar or a pub, and they say this place is nice. Well, might as well go down there because you got all the freedom to do what you want. You go down Patio way, you got Koh Lan. You got loads of islands. Koh Chang, I've never been there. Apparently, that's very nice.
Yeah.
I haven't done much travelling up down the Pattaya side, but if you go towards Pattaya, you can keep going towards Cambodia on a bus. I did a video run there.
I can go to that Angkor Wat thing at Siem Reap.
Yeah, just check your visa status, how it affects it when you go in and out. Because if you get 60 days, if you go out and come back, then you won't have that 60-day visa will expired, so you'll get to get a visa on re-entry. So that might go down to 30 days or whatever they give you on entry. I think there's only a certain amount of times you can go out and back, unless you get your visa from the embassy in England. That might be worth doing. You get a multiple entry tourist visa, and that's worth getting. I've got that in London. Although you'll be different. You're in Europe, I know. Wherever embassy, doesn't matter as long as it's a Thai embassy, whatever country.
I come under the British embassy still.
No, I mean you have to go to a Thai embassy to get a Thai visa. But they got them in England or France or Holland or wherever you.
I have to go to the embassy.
If you to get a better, that'll get you a better visa rather than one on arrival.
Right.
That's what I used to do. I used to go to the embassy in it's near the Natural History Museum in Knightsbridge or something like that.
Yeah, Kensington, South Kensington.
Kensington, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want us? What are you sort of looking for out here?
Just like getting down to Koh Tao to do the diving. That's like the main thing, and then carry on doing a bit more and a bit of travelling and that.
When I went to Koh Tao, see, I've got problems sleeping, but it's the one island where I felt so relaxed. I've actually passed out without any sleeping medicine. And all that swimming, it drains your energy as well. Like, 'cause there's lots. I haven't done diving. I've got snorkeling down there as well. Which you come out your room, you go into the sea because the waters are very crystal clear. Like you can see quite deep.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of multicoloured fish and all that.
Did you stay around Samui Bay?
Samui Bay.
Sari Beach.
Sari Beach. Yeah. It's not a very big island. There's only a few main beaches there. But from the hotel I stayed at, I could snorkel to an island called Koh Nam Yung. But you have to pay to go on the island. So Westerners, it's a certain amount of money, and you can't. They've got very strict signs like you can't touch the coral and stuff. You might see pictures of it. It's got like a stretch of beach, really thin, in a thin line, going three different directions. If that makes any sense. Called Koh Nam Yung. If you look at a Google map of Koh Tao, you see a little island next to it. I guarantee you'll visit that island if you got a hotel. I'll put money on it.
Is that the one that has the full moon parties?
No, that's Copenhagen.
Right.
The one just recently. But when there's full moon parties, you really want to be careful because people come here to go to full moon parties. What happens is the day after, all the hotels on Samui Hotel are completely full because once they come back, they all once the full moon party's finished, they go to Hotel Koh Samui. I remember I went to Hotel with my other daughter, and it was the day after full moon. We couldn't get a hotel there. I managed to find a room. It was 12,000 baht for one night. The last one on the island. That was sleeping on the beach.
Yeah.
When we go down too well. But you know, nowadays you got like booking.com, you got to go to, so you can map it out quite easily in advance.
Yeah. I'll probably book something on hotel about 3 or 4 days before I get there. Like land and then land in Bangkok and then book something.
So I'm just saying, message. Okay. Yeah. So what were you saying again?
What I do, I book something a few days before I.
Are you into weed at all?
Yeah, I'll probably have a little look at that when I'm over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people they cut. When I used to go to Amsterdam years ago, like we'd go there on like a lad's holiday or whatever, and we'd say we're going to do this, do that. We're going to the first coffee shop, and then we're just staring blank into nowhere. We'd be doing that for like an hour, 2 hours, and then skin up again. Then I'm just stuck in one place. Well, not just stuck in one place, just sitting in one area. That's like zombies for hours.
Do you know what I like mooching about when when I go to Amsterdam and that? I love getting on it and then just non-stop mooching about. Gives me like energy in a city at night.
Yeah, I remember going to Amsterdam, getting off my nut on space cake and having a few beers and just the world spinning and all that crazy sort of red light scene in your face and mad people everywhere. Rice and peas.
Yeah, I like the madness of the city like that. But I reckon some of these places in Thailand, Bangkok and that, there's just going to be too much madness.
It's not like Amsterdam. People are dead. I don't feel threatened at all when I go out late at night in Bangkok, Samui, Phuket. There's not that sort of tension in the air like somebody wants to carve you up. It's quite safe out here in those sort of line of things. I very rarely hear of anyone getting mugged or anything like that, and if they do, it hits like the main news. It's just different. Like you'll see things don't get stolen as easily. Like the things that they don't like out here is a number one thing is involvement in heavy hard drugs, and the other thing is they don't like thieves. It's really frowned upon stealing. So people don't understand. You leave your helmet on your bike where you go to sleep and wake up in the morning, it's still there. People leave their shoes outside their room. There's sort of manners to walk bare feet in your room and stuff like that, and not tread your shoes everywhere. So people leave their expensive shoes outside their room. come in the morning, they're still there. Okay, you get the odd case where the odd pair of shoes goes missing, or a very rare case where someone might. Well, I saw on TikTok somebody was complaining because somebody picked up their motorbike helmet drunk late at night and threw it over the wall, and they got serious about it. They got the CCTV out and said, if you don't pay for it, then we're going to call the police. And like, wow.
Yeah, drama.
Yeah. I mean, like, but I mean, the only time I've had my shoes stolen is when a stray dog has gone and picked it up and taken it away and chewed it, and halfway down the road. Right, rice and peas. The old covens.
Yeah, so I'm going to check out some dive places over that Kofifi side. Like, it's a national park and all that, isn't it? It's all like protected, I think, man. There.
Yeah. It's all protected up by Cotel. They got they're quite strict about touching coral and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the motto is out here: whatever you do, just don't get caught. Everything is no problem, nothing's a problem until it's a problem. And it's a big problem.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, I've been getting away with this for years. No, nothing's going to happen to me. And then something happens, and it's a big problem. And it's just like, well, we do have laws here, you know.
So what's the story with cannabis then? Is it legal to like smoke it?
I look, every police out here in every province police things differently. Now, I don't know the laws with cannabis inside out because I don't smoke it myself.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing everywhere I go, I can smell it now. I see people sparking up in open areas, which pisses me off a little bit because I don't really want my kids to be, you know, inhaling cannabis smoke and thinking it's all right, especially when they're teenagers. You know, I don't mind it as long as it's sort of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're allowed to smoke even cigarettes on the beach. But people, you know, some places they enforce it strictly, some places they don't. I don't know. Phuket, they seem to be a bit more stricter.
So can you have a like smoke in like a coffee shop then?
Yeah, you can have. I think you can have them in coffee shops and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right, it ain't just
they're banned smoking on the beaches, but in Phuket they've got more lifeguards. Samui, I've never seen a lifeguard in Samui. If they got them, I haven't seen them. And Koh Tao and stuff like that, man. They need them, man.
I've read like people saying they can get a hotel with a balcony and have a smoke on the balcony.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with that.
Just don't get caught.
I don't think it's illegal to have a smoke on a balcony. I don't know. I don't think you can smoke in your room, like, depending on the hotel rules. But you know, normally the balconies are there for people to have a cigarette break. I don't believe there's anything wrong with smoking a cigarette on a balcony, or smoking a reefer on a balcony, or in a place where they already sell it.
Yeah.
I've seen them in coppers smoking it in the coffee shop, so I don't know.
So what's your favourite Thai food out of everything you've tried?
Favourite Thai food?
If it was your birthday and your missus said I could get anything you want, what would be the top Thai request?
For me, it's probably red snapper or white snapper. Probably white snapper.
What, like grilled?
White snapper comes out on a plate with a candle burning underneath it. and
like cooks in front of you.
Yeah, it's already cooked, but I don't know. I think the candle's keeping it like warm or something like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Well, it's like water on. It's sort of like it's in like a sort of hot water in front of you, and you just take the fish out, put it on your plate with. Normally how the Thais eat, they'll have a bowl of rice each, and they'll have like 5, 6 main dishes in the middle, and
So
you can help yourself to each dish depending on which one you want.
The fish would be like poached then in like a liquor.
Yeah, it's like you get a whole. It's not they charge by the kilo, but you get a whole one. I don't know how much. It depends where you go. You get a lot for your money, and it's healthy as well. Then you flip the fish over and you eat all the other side of it. The red snapper with sweet and sour sauce is the other one I like. That's sort of more fried. That doesn't come out on a bowl and water. That's like fried and just pick it away. It's very thick. There's a lot of meat on them. It's not too bony. I can hear my miss in the background. She's got a problem hearing. That's why she speaks loud. Yeah, go on. All right, rice and peas.
So you had many visitors from back in England over? You're saying your parents and your brother was there. Any other visitors?
Well, back when I first came out here, people used to come out and visit me, but nowadays people have just moved on in their own lives. They've all moved out from where we were in England, and all got families and stuff. I hardly contact with anyone back home apart from close family and their new family, and brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, and all that. My parents come out once a year. Brother comes out with his kids and his missus. Well, they come out on holiday. When I go back to England, they're all working, so it's just like, no one's going to stop work just to, Jimmy's back. Let's all stop working for a couple of weeks and, go and hang around with him. Like Spunkfish.
How do Spunkfish?
So look, they say, well, why not go back? People say all the time, why not go back and visit your family? It's like, well, they come out here where they can have a holiday. Like, I go back, my parents are at work. I don't see anybody. If I'm lucky, I might be in the pub like on a Friday or on a Saturday.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Moved away. Thing is, when my family come out, they come out for like 10 days. So it just drives me nuts. Because they come out here and they go, I want to see a bit more of Thailand. But you come out here, you're jet lagged. You spend 3 days lying by the pool because you're too tired. And then you make plans to go somewhere, and then you're ready to pack up your bags and leave.
I just feel lumbered. Like, fuck's sake.
Oh, every night they want to go out. They want to go and eat in a restaurant. They forget that I live my normal life out here. I've got to work sometimes. I've got to pick up the kids. I've got to take them back home, shower them, get ready to go out, come back. Oh, it just drives me mad.
Like, they expect to be fucking entertained.
That's the thing. They say, oh, don't put yourself out for us.
Yeah.
But then you came out here to visit me. So what do you expect me to do? Just ignore you.
Hate being numbered.
It's very, very stressful. It's just
I'm ashamed.
I'm out here for a month or something. Rent a villa for a month.
Yeah.
It's a couple of grand. You get a villa with a pool. Yeah, then you can go out and visit sea parts of Thailand, and you can come back. You got your base station, but 10 days. They complain that they always go to the same place all the time. Well, you sit in an airplane for 10 hours, and you fly down connecting flight to Samui. And you got another, an hour or so waiting in between, and 40-minute flight down here. pick them up. The first thing I want to do is just crash out. They sleep for the first 2 days they arrive.
How much is a flight from Bangkok to Samui?
Expensive. The reason being is Samui's got a private airport.
Yeah.
I think for residents it's cheaper, but still expensive. I don't know. You could go BangkokAirways.com or .co.th. I can't remember. And you can book it. You can see the prices directly from there. The only good thing about them is that you can change the date of ticket up to 3 months, sometimes up to 6 months.
Right.
So if I want to go there, say, I don't know, tomorrow, and then something came up, I could just change it to next week or next month. They're quite flexible like that. Depending on who you book with.
I was thinking about getting either the train.
The train's quite a good experience. They got the seats, and they'll come out. They'll serve a meal part of the ticket, but I don't know. The table in front of you, so you eat your dinner, and then at a certain time they'll turn the seats fold into bunk beds. They'll come out and they'll put the sheets on for you, and they'll put a little curtain there. You can sit there and watch the sun go down, over the jungle or wherever you are, or out if you're passing the sea. And then you go to sleep, wake up, and then you're at your destination.
Yeah, it goes right down to the bottom, doesn't it?
It goes to Chongqing, yeah. Very, very slow. You're just sleeping on that.
I might go Hue Hin.
Hue Hin, yeah, that's only 3 hours from Bangkok.
And then
have a couple
of days there. Get into the.
That's quite a chill, quite relaxed place for expats. Hue Hin. Yeah, it's not as.
I'll meet a lot. I'll meet expats, and they'll be able to say this is a good thing. Try this is nearby or whatever.
Yeah, they got a strip down there. A lot of expat bars, girly bars. It's only a very small one. You see, you in Bangkok, you got Pattaya to your right. That's where all the hardcore expats go.
Yeah.
And to the left is Hue Hin, where a lot of the Thais go on holiday from Bangkok at the weekends, and where they're not so. How do I put this? Without being disrespectful, not so scummy expats go.
Yeah, it's meant to be a lot less seedy.
Yeah, seedy, that's the word. It's a lot less seedy over there.
Yeah.
It's a good breakdown from Bangkok to down here as well. Like if I was driving to Bangkok, about 14 hours, 10 hours of Hue Hin, stay there the night or a couple of nights, and 3 hours to Bangkok from there. I've done the drive a few times. It's a killer.
Yeah, I'm hoping to find places like Hue Hin, whatever it's called, rather than Pattaya to find out. That's I'll hopefully find a lot more interesting things to do than go to Pattaya.
Well, Pattaya is not all bad there. I mean, you got the main, Pattaya Clan, walking street. That's where everybody focuses on when they think of Pattaya and all that area around Jomtien. But there's a lot of nice places in Jomtien. There's a lot of places that aren't so seedy as well around Chonburi area.
I mean, I will go look at the seedy places.
There are a lot of people go there out of interest, because normal families go down there, because it's
it's a tourist thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's a lot of a lot of people they work in Bangkok, but they got a holiday apartment in Pattaya because it's the closest place to the beach from Bangkok.
Yeah.
Even you got a lot of expats because Bangkok's like the city. You got that's where all the business people are. You know, it could be Thais, it could be foreigners. I mean, and you know, they live in condominiums. At, you know, at the weekends, or they got time. They want to be out of the city, and you know, it's only an hour and a half from Bangkok. Is Pattaya is the closest place, or Chonburi. A lot of people have a second condo down there or something.
I ain't heard. I've heard of John Tien.
Yeah, in the province is Chonburi province.
Is that further down?
Chonburi is the province where Pattaya is. Pattaya is in Chonburi.
Oh, all right, I'm with you.
Like, you know, Samui, Koh Tao, Koh Phangan, that's all in Suratani province.
Yeah. So yeah, you were saying you can get a boat from Bangkok down to Samui or Koh Tao? Do you remember talking about that?
Oh yeah. There's, what's it called again? I think it's a Seahorse. It's got a website. I took it from Samui to Bangkok. I think it runs like once every now and then, like once a week or twice a week. But the good thing for me is I can get my car on there, so I don't have to rent a car in Bangkok. So I can drive my car on there. You can rent a room. They got different, like you can have like a little capsule, like just a sleeping bed, or you can have actually like a room with like, you know, ensuite toilet and stuff. But you know, you go on there, you have a little walk around the boat, you go upstairs, there's a little band playing, you have some Thai food, you watch the sun go down, have a little drink, have a little nap, wake up, and you're heading down the river in Bangkok, and then you end up at the port in the river and just drive off, and bosh, you're there. And the same going back to Samui as well.
Right, I think I found.
It's perfect. I've got to pay for 3 people every time I go, me, my missus, and my kid. So everything's 3 times the price. So if I was flying, it would cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
Whereas I can get the take a boat, the ferry from here to Bangkok, take my car with me, so I don't have to rent a car either.
It's 10 hours.
Yeah, about 10, 12 hours, yeah. But you don't notice it. Like you're sleeping most of it.
It costs about.
I did a video, I did a live as I was going down the river a while back.
It costs about 30 to 40 quid.
I can't remember how much I paid.
That's
3
cheap
people.
as fuck.
Plus the
That's
car.
cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. But I paid for the vehicle and 3 people. I can't remember how much I paid in total. I think it's about 10 grand for that. All that.
That's per adult. So went with as a foot passenger. If you went with a car, it'd be
about 250 quid for 3 people. It'll cost me that and just one person going to Bangers and back. That would be no car rental. I'd be using, like, you know, taxis and SkyTrain. That'd be interesting to do in Bangkok. Using the Sky Trains, the Skywalks and stuff like that. We're very easy to use once you get the hang of them. It's not like the London Underground. It's if you could get a hotel in Bangkok, if you look for one nearest on the map, nearest close to the nearest BTS, Sky Trains.
Yeah, I'll see some at that by that is it MBK Shops?
Oh, MBK, yeah.
Where the National Stadium is. I think there was a couple of there. It's like Koh Sam Road's one way and Sukhumvit is the other way.
Koh Sam's quite far out of the way. Sukhumvit is where I normally go.
Yeah.
It's where the non-backpacking expats sort of go, Sukhumvit way. Got some nice areas, nice food and nice hotels. Nana Plaza. You can walk from there to Soy Cowboy, but that is... Yeah, I think they did a documentary around there where they described it as like an adult theme park where all the rides are X-rated.
I've seen
you get loved up over there. Whatever you do, they are pros.
I've seen YouTube videos of like YouTubers walking around and like having a drink in a bar, and you know what I mean. You see some of the carry on a little bit.
Yeah, just they're very, very, they are very, very clever. Those girls around there, man. They're very clever. They're very good looking as well.
Women are much cleverer than me anyway. So.
Oh, but those are like the pros of the hosman.
I don't bite off more than I can chew horn. I like them like chilled out. But I'll go and have a look.
Yeah, go and have a look. I remember a friend of mine was telling a story about another friend of his, and he reckoned he found love over there, and he was saying, you know, I met this girl like last night, and I think it's love, you know, like love at first sight, and you know, I really believe everything she says, and we really clicked. And then he said, "Who's that bird over there?" And he looked around, and she was this. He looked around. There's this girl kissing some bloke, and that was the one he thought he'd fallen in love with the night before.
I bet you've known a few people who've been there. Like, has got a story to tell about it.
Oh yeah, there's always you. It's very hard to not walk away with a story or hearing a story for somebody else who's got into what's the word? Someone's got into a chaotic situation.
Yeah, a dramatic scenario.
Dramatic, yeah. Every story is different, and you could probably write a book on each one.
Yeah. But there's a lot of. It seems like there's a lot of people who've like found their partner like long term, and like started up business together and doing well as a team and that.
Well, like I say, before we went live, like if you look in bad places for girls, you're going to get a bad girl. You know, if you're looking for, you know, if you really are looking to settle down, you do like the culture, you do like the people, you need a bit of time and a bit of patience, because they're not going to give it up on a plate, like, because society over here, they don't want, you know, they might come from a good family which has got morals, and they don't want that stigma attached. Oh, you come home with a foreigner, and their family might look down on them as if to say, like, you know, you spent one night with him and he's your boyfriend. Well, we didn't raise you like that.
Yeah.
So you know, you got some girls that will want to take you straight away up to meet their family in the middle of nowhere, you know, win your trust. And then you got other girls who be very, very reluctant to do that unless they were sure that you were serious about them. And you'd have to take a lot of time and patience with them.
I've got a mate, right? He used to go out there a lot, and he had a bird out there. Excuse me. And she had a kid, and he stopped seeing her, but he went over to see like the kid a little bit. And then a couple of years ago, when I was first thinking about going, this is about 3 years ago, he went over there, and she wouldn't let him see the kid. So he went to, like, she lives around Pattaya, I don't know where she lives, but he knows Pattaya, so he was there, and he said he's like with this bar girl, keeps seeing her, and she wants to take him to meet, you know, go back to her village and that, where she's from. And that was within like fucking days. So I don't know what happened, but now he's got an English bird now.
Well, I mean, I know people that have got with Thai girls like through their work. You know, they might be colleagues or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just naturally progressed into being their missus.
Yeah,
you know, like meeting a girl in the bar, taking your girlfriend. It's like going to King's Cross. It's the equivalent back in the old days, but going to King's Cross and getting a bird off the street corner and taking her home and meeting her family and stuff. It doesn't feel like that, but that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You just got to be a bit headstrong.
And is everywhere in Thailand is like that?
No, no. The bar girls, they're basically honey traps for Western men.
I mean,
Bangkok, 100%.
Bangkok is well known for it. Pattaya is well known for it. You know, Phuket
but not all Thai girls work in bars though. A lot of Thai girls spend a lot of time getting educated, get degrees, want to be independent, got good jobs.
So it's a means to an end.
Yeah.
Paying for their education or whatnot.
Well, no. I mean, the girls that work in the bars, okay, typical bar girl, they've not educated very well. They've probably got pregnant at a young age. They can't provide for the child. They go down out of the countryside to the bars to get money to send back to their families, look after their kids. But then, you know, where it goes sideways is they get hooked on, you know, substances and end up working to feed their habits instead. That is a typical cliche story of how a lot of them end up there. But you got like different classes, societies. Like you got like that class, and you got like middle class, where they're working for quite a low wage, but they're working hard, and they're quite proud of what they do. But even then, sometimes they might slip, and they might think, "Oh, it's just easy just to go with a Westerner, and I can get a month's salary." I don't know. Some of them are very, very headstrong, and they won't do that kind of stuff. And some of them will. I don't know how to. I mean, there is no one way I can label them. They've got a lot of individuality. I mean,
if I met a bird, right, it's about where you put yourself, isn't it? If you go to like the red light area and then you know what she.
If you go to a red light district, you're guaranteed to end up with a bird who wants to suck you dry for money.
Yeah.
If you meet them somewhere else, then you have to use your local little bit.
It turns out it's fucking brass. But if you was like on an island and you met someone at like I don't know, in tourism or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there is no like magic code to see what's going on, you know, inside their heads. But
it's not like,
you know, generally, like if I was interested in a girl who worked in a hotel, for example, you know, the hotels are pretty good jobs for Thais. They're not easy to get. They don't want to lose their job just for a one night stand, you know, by going with a customer in the hotel.
They're professional.
Yeah, they're professionals. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're interested in one and you took it slowly and you wanted to meet them outside and take them out for a meal or something and come back, you know, maybe something could blossom from that. But I think they're very, very, you know, hotels are, especially the 5-star, you know, the expensive ones. They're not easy jobs to get, and they're not going to risk losing a job, you know, to go with a customer. I mean, it has happened, you know, but as a general rule, it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
I'm sure if some billionaire came over and was throwing his money around, I'm pretty sure they gets their job for that. But you never know. And again,
I read somewhere they're typically they don't think ahead very far.
Nah.
Like driving wise and lifestyle wise.
Nah, they don't seem to have any perception of danger. But then they are scared about things that don't make sense to us, like ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
Voodoo
shit.
No, they're just like it's embedded in Buddhist religion, like ghosts that live in trees and stuff like that. And like you see them like wise when they lift their hands up and show respect to this. Instead of shaking hands, that they whine and put their hands together. Say Swaddy Cup or Swaddy Car. Sometimes they do it to a tree or to a lamppost. It might be where someone passed away before and they're paying respect to. They believe a ghost is in the tree. I've had sometimes when they build a house or they open a restaurant or something, they'll have a lot of monks come round before they open it and they'll do a big seance in there and they'll make sure it's all clean from evil spirits and stuff like that. You just have to go through that with a time.
Yeah.
They take that stuff quite seriously. As for driving, they're just if sometimes it's like I say, like it's not a problem until it's a problem, and then they'll fix it after the problem's happened, rather than prevent the problem from happening in the first place. Like for example, you see me driving a lot, and I'm doing lives and stuff, and I'll be texting and typing away. No one's going to pull me over for it where I am. Maybe in other places, if the police are homing in on people doing it that day, they'll do it. But generally, they won't do nothing. If I crashed and they saw that I was on my mobile phone and I had a drink, then all that would all come into play. I'll be hit with everything at the same time, and then it's a problem. So it's in other words, it's like if I drink and drive, unless they're actually looking for drunk drivers that day, you could probably get away with it 9.5 times out of 10. But if you crashed, then they breathalyze you and they piss test you to see if you've got any drugs in your system, and you're in a bit of trouble. And insurance won't even pay you if you've got insurance either. You end up in front of a judge probably.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to end up in a police station if you can avoid it.
I mean, I might end up a few places renting a scooter, but that's about it.
Well, a lot of problems happen with Westerners when they have a little crash and they don't accept responsibility for it. Now, if you crash into a tie, generally it's always the foreigner's fault, and they believe it's because it's written down in a law book somewhere that they believe it's the foreigner's fault because they don't know the Thai way of driving. So even though you might want to argue it, it's just try and get the price down as much as possible, and try and give them what they want and get the hell out of there. Because if the police arrive, they'll try and negotiate. They might try and negotiate with you and stuff like that and say, you're wrong. You say, I'm not wrong. He came out, you weren't looking. No. They say you're wrong, you're wrong. And then if you can't clear, then you go to the police station. They go to the police station, they want to see your passport. They want to see your passport. If you still don't back down, they'll hold your passport until it's resolved. And then you still end up paying, but you just wasted 4, 5, 6 hours of your time. So the motto of the story is, if you get into any kind of trouble, especially with Thai, just do what you got to do to legally get out of that situation.
How much would it cost you?
Depends. Like, for example, if you crashed into a car and the Thai gets out and he says like, oh, it's going to take a day off work and that'll cost me this and that. They might say like 5,000 baht. You say, can you negotiate? And you got to act a little bit humble as well. Like, I'm sorry. Like, are you right? Are you hurt? Like, and then you play that little sympathy card and say, can you get it down a little bit? And they might even go down. Sometimes they've gone down to as low as 1,000. Sometimes they just say, you know what, forget it, just go. Not even that bad. But if you go there with the attitude to fight, they're like, okay, you want to fight? We'll fight. But you're going to lose.
What's 5,000 baht worth in pound?
Well, 43 at a pound, so about 100, just over 100 quid. I'm saying, for example, it depends on the person. Like I've seen them ask for ridiculous prices. For example, a taxi is like one of the worst things you want to crash into because they might want 30, 40 grand or something. They say, oh, you got all the parts from here, all the parts from there, and I've got to pay for every day it's not on the road. So you just got to like act humble and say like, what can we do? Like, you know, is there any chance of getting it down? Because, you know, I don't have that much or whatever, you know, and I hope you're not injured, blah, blah, blah. Like you're the concerned citizen. But if you try to fight, I don't know, sometimes it's best just to say, if you think you've done nothing wrong, this is why I always drive cars rather than scooters, because cars are nearly all insured, like fully comprehensive. So even if you crash and you got your driving license on if you got an international driving license as well, normal one ain't valid out here, then I just say nothing. I'll just call insurance and let them deal with it. And it's going to cost me nothing. And you know, if they come up to me and start trying to say like, I want some money for this, I want some money for that, I just want to say a word. I'll say, speak to insurance.
Yeah.
Unless I was drunk or something like that, then I want to get out there ASAP. But no, I don't really drink, so it's not normally a problem.
Would the police test you for cannabis as well?
Probably, yeah. If you would, sometimes the police, they want to clear it peacefully, but if you're making a problem of like, okay, passport, okay, breathalyzer, oh, let's piss test you for cannabis too. They'll just find another way to get to you if you're making a problem for them.
Yeah.
They'll find another way around it.
So just like, don't make waves.
Yeah, don't make waves.
And Koh is one of the worst places to make waves, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. It's not. I mean, there's more Burmese than there are Thais in Koh Tao. I mean, but everybody's restricted to the occupations they can work. Like with Burmese, they can work in restaurants and building jobs, whereas foreigners can't. But Thais, they normally hold the jobs like in the hotels, like the better jobs. But I don't know, man. I've never really seen it kick off really anywhere in Koh Tao. The only thing that's happened to me bad in Koh Tao twice is I've lost my wallet. That's my own fault. Well, I've rented a motorbike and it fell out my blooming pocket as I've been driving. And somebody found it and they handed it into the police. They posted it up on Facebook. And they ended up going to the police station and picking it up.
Yeah.
The other time, I don't know what happened. If I was renting a ATV quad bike, I went out and came back and no wallet. Everything was just gone. My passport, my driving license, my bank cards, absolutely gutted. I was lucky I was with people and I had the money to get the ferry back to Samui either.
How long's the ferry from Samui?
If you get a catamaran, Lemprior, it's quite fast. About 40. It stops in Copenhagen. About 40 minutes, and then from Copenhagen to Samui is about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That takes you to. There's two of them. There's one that goes to Ban Rak on Main Am.
Yeah.
But during full moon, there's speedboats going back and forth to both islands all throughout the night. From 5 o'clock in the evening right to 5 o'clock in the morning, going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Back and forth. I make a killing that night, and the amount of people that take back and forth make an absolute fortune if you work in that business. Be careful of those mushrooms as well.
Yeah, I see someone like died from it the other day, and they're not legal. And even if they turn a blind eye and sell them, they might grass you up to the old bill. You got them on.
Yeah, it's very rare that happens, but I would avoid it. I'm not really a fan of hallucinogens anyway. I mean, people have been in Copenhagen and they're in a restaurant and they just say, "Do you want a mushroom shake?" And you can just drink it there and then. Well, a few people have done that.
Yeah. I know what mushrooms they're putting in.
Oh no! If one person has died from that, that means probably about 10 million people haven't died from it because it's rampant over there. But you're always going to have a case with someone. I mean, someone can die from eating a packet of nuts. You know, it's.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't smoke. I don't smoke cannabis either, even though it's legal.
Well, I might indulge in that one there.
Oh yeah, feel free, man. When the coppers even smoke. I was at a festival when they were searching all the bags, the police, before they were letting people in, and one bloke, they opened his bag, he bought about 10 packets of cannabis. They checked his bag a bit deeper in case he had, more drugs in there, other drugs, and they didn't. And they carefully put them back in his bag and then held their hands up, said thank you very much, and just let him go. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was a couple of years ago. It'd be like, quick, put him to the ground.
Prison
Get him big wagon out.
20 years in prison.
Well, I think the people overestimate that. If you was caught with cannabis when it was illegal, the maximum of personal use would have been 3 months. Probably would have got a suspended sentence. If it's your first offence.
You could do that.
Stealing, you probably get a bit worse. Sorry?
You could do without that on your passport details, though, couldn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If it was stamped in your passport, yeah, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah. I'm just coming to chill out.
But just be careful with your visa if you're popping out into another country and then back in again, because it will cancel that visa which you arrived on. So I think you get what have you got? 60 days, have you?
Yeah, 60 days.
But if you got to renew it after 30 days, immigration.
I don't think so. I think it's a 60-day visa exemption, and you can extend that for another 30 days.
Right. Okay. This is where you got to be careful then. If you was to go to Cambodia 10 days after leaving Thailand, when you come back into Thailand, that 60-day visa will expire and you only be able to get the extension of 30 days. Right. Does that make sense?
So if I come towards the end of my trip and I get another 30 days, the best time to do it.
Yeah. And check when you come back in as well, because sometimes you can extend by crossing the border. Sometimes you can extend in the local immigration office.
Because if someone I'm just free to go where I want, within the visa rules. But if someone says get a flight from Bangkok to one of the Philippine islands for diving and that, and I can do it with a visa, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, if you can do it towards the end of your visa. But if you get a multiple entry tourist visa from your embassy in whatever country you're in now, say for example you're in France, I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to go in and out as many times as you want with that multiple entry. But sometimes you see on the visa it might say tourist visa maximum 3 entries. Which means that you go out after 3 times, it's then expired, no matter what date is written on the visa. A few people have been caught on that a few times. For example, I might have had a tourist visa years ago, and it's 6 months. It says 6 months, valid for 6 months, but it says 1 entry. So I go out, and then when I come back in, they say you only got 15 days. I'm like, no, I've got 6 months. They said, no, that's expired because you've gone out when you used your 1 entry up. You only got 15 days on arrival. I'm like, shit. I'll go back out again.
I mean, if you can do, if I could do 60 plus a 30-day extension once a year, I'd come out there when I ain't got when I pack up work, I'll come out there for the fucking winter.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. People that work self-employed jobs.
Yeah.
I've got one mate, he's an electrician. He gets contract work to call up his boss. He say, I want to come back for, so like, how long contract work you want for? Like 4 months, 6 months. You'll work that 4 months, 5 months, 6 months in the summer in England, and then winter he'll come back on holiday for 6 months.
If you're self-employed as well, you can go through agencies and like work a contract.
Yeah, that's what it does. And there's a lot of black taxi drivers as well. That, you know, they can set themselves a budget of how much they need for their trip because they've been out. They know how much they need. So they've been here quite a few times. Exactly where they're going to stay. Say, for example, they want to save 10 grand or whatever. They'll work. They got 10 grand in the bank, and then they'll book a flight and come back out here. Well, I used to work as a taxi driver in England for a while, and whilst I was saving money to come out here for my, for the main 6 months, the first 6 months, I didn't go out at all. I just worked all the time. Because I knew I was think of the bigger picture. In fact, driving taxis, you make more money on when everybody's out hitting the towns, drinking, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and you make most of your money in London.
Yeah. I was thinking budget-wise, talking about how much money to get by. I was thinking about 120 quid a day budget, or 120 euros.
Yeah, you live comfortably on that.
Yeah, so like 20 to 30 for accommodation, like street food. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'd need a big budget for that. It looks pretty fucking.
Well, the food restaurants in Koh Tao, because you got so many different nationalities out here. Like I went to this morning. I call it a French baker. I don't even know what the real name is, but he's French. He makes all his own homemade bread, and he makes it for all the other French restaurants as well on the island. And I came out there proper full, but I mean they got Mexican restaurants and Koh Tao, French, English, Australian beef burgers. They got just about everything. In fact, there's probably more Western food than there is Thai food.
On Samui or on Tao?
On Koh Tao and Samui, everywhere. I mean, the Thais know where to get their food because the Thais they don't eat. You got Thai food for tourists, and you got the Thai food the Thais eat. I think most Westerners they wouldn't be able to handle the stuff that they eat. It's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I don't want to I like a little bit spicy. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it like full on fucking.
Well, I made the mistake of thinking I could handle eating food that Thais eat, and I could eat it, but my stomach couldn't.
Yeah.
And I ended up spending a few trips to using up my health insurance. One of the doctors said, like, you want to be Thai, but you're not Thai. You can't eat the same way we do. She's going to accept it.
I found an insurance policy as well for like health cover and that, and it covers what they call extreme sports like scuba.
Oh, what?
Ain't that bad? You can like choose how much your health cover goes up to and that. So I went for like, I ain't paid for it yet, but I'll go for like the maximum on health.
Yeah, you want to, because the hospitals can be proper expensive if you ain't covered. You don't want to be sitting there not knowing how much their bill is, knowing you got to stay there the night, and thinking you could be walking out with a bill of about £3,000-4,000.
Yeah,
that would drive me nuts. I mean, my daughter was hospitalised last few weeks ago. Had the insurance not paid, the bill would have been £2,000 for 3 nights. But they didn't tell. They never say they're going to cover you until the bill comes.
Yeah.
So you're always on edge until it's like, there's the bill. Did the insurance cover it? Yes. Thank God.
How much a night was it?
I think the total bill was 70,000 baht for. She was in there 3 nights.
What's that work out to in?
That's about 43,000 baht would be £1,000. So about over £2,000.
Right.
3 nights.
And they paid out.
The insurance paid out.
Yeah.
But,
how is she now? She all right?
Oh yeah, she's right now. She had influenza.
Right.
But I got with my insurance because I'm high risk for some reason. They don't cover me for quite a lot of things, so when I go in, it's quite scary. Not the reason why I'm in there, because I don't know about whether they're going to cover me or not. I've got a good insurance broker that tells me the right things to say.
Yeah.
I made a mistake before because I take medicine when I go to bed, and which is prescribed by the hospital. But I didn't put that down on my application. I didn't think I needed to. And then when it came to paying out, they said, "We're not going to pay because you didn't tell us you take this medicine." So I was stuck with a bill of about equivalent about £1,000 English, about 30,000 baht.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 900 quid for one night. So I wasn't happy. In fact, I got really angry. I threw my wallet at the wall.
Actually, I'll get it. I'll read it. I can find it. I've saved it.
I'm covered now, but I'm not covered for. There's so many details as to what I'm not covered for. Like I'm not covered for anything involving dizziness, because I had a lump on my back that was removed, and it was benign. It wasn't malignant. It was, but apparently that puts me in a high risk for cancer, even though it was just a cyst. Any excuse.
I'll have to fill out the form to get to the bit for how much medical cover.
Yeah, I got inpatient, outpatient. I'm only covered if I stay overnight as well. Not covered if I'm an outpatient.
Yeah. Hey, can I get glasses made up like that there, like really quick?
Yeah, you can.
Like
my parents do that every time I come out here.
Glasses, just like not fucking.
Yeah, you go to the optician, they'll sort all that stuff out for you. I don't know how much they pay because depends on what's wrong with your eyesight. But my parents, I don't wear glasses. My parents do, and they come out here. They always take advantage of that. Right. They got the eye tester in there, and they go through it. And
so it's even better than England for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, my parents have worn glasses all their lives, so and they the first thing they do is go straight to the glasses shop.
Right.
They're everywhere.
Cheers for that tip.
If you want to buy a suit, there's plenty of places that want to sell you a suit, a tailor-made suit, fake Versace, fake Armani.
What I might do though, like, is find out how much to send a package, like a box, back to England, and do like shopping and that, and set because like
I know what you mean.
I've got 2 carry-on bags, one 8 kilos, which is I've just bought a 44-litre rucksack that is that exact size, you know, and I can stuff it full 8 kilos. And another one of 4 kilos, a smaller one. So like, you know, if I buy stuff over there, it'd be, you know, looking to send it back here.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a DHL, the most expensive UPS.
Right.
A bit better, but
I
don't know the post office. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what the drivers. Anything magnetic you got to be careful of, and anything with batteries in there. A lot of them don't accept lithium batteries. Like electrics are not. They're a bit funny when it comes to that kind of stuff. The pros on that should be
right, Jimmy. How much will it be cheaper for me to buy a phone over there in Bangkok than buying one here in France?
Not nowadays. No, all the phones are all like in like Apple shops, Samsung shops. there might be some little dicey shops on the down the little streets, but if you got your own phone, you just bring your own phone. There's internet almost everywhere now.
Yeah, I might get a new one for the trip to use as a camera and that.
You might be better off just buying one out here, buying like a second-hand one or something like that, and whacking a Thai SIM in it.
Yeah, my one can take another SIM. But I was thinking if I just buy one out there and
you can take another SIM. The thing is, you want a Thai SIM card with X amount of internet, and then you can use the hotspot from your phone to use your main phone, use WhatsApps and stuff like that. Nobody really communicates by phone call anymore. It's all WhatsApps.
Yeah.
Or
if I've got unlimited, I can like go on the internet on my laptop, can't I?
Yeah, you just open your hotspot on your phone and whack your laptop up. It's pretty much Wi-Fi everywhere now where you go now, and hotels, coffee shops. But no, one thing I did was I bought like a personal hotspot. It was basically just a little box with a SIM card in it, and it gives you like 5G. And just turn that on, and all your devices can link to that. It's like having a modem in your pocket.
Yeah,
it's good enough to watch television channels.
I've got a couple of videos saved about like what to do in the airport and that, where to change money and all that palaver, where to get the public transport.
Change your money in banks. Don't change it at the airport. You get the worst rate possible.
Yeah.
Don't change those little side streets either, where they got little cashiers. You get bad rates. And walk into the main bank.
You said like change up a little bit at the airport. Downstairs, it's cheaper downstairs than it is upstairs.
Possibly, yeah. You change a little bit up just to get you, you're in a taxi, and so you got a bit of bite in your pocket.
Yeah.
And then the next day we just walk. There's banks everywhere. Just walk down the nearest bank and walk in there and say I want to change up. I don't know, a few £100 or whatever. You're best off changing in Bangkok if you're going to a hotel, because there's not as many banks over there.
Yeah.
It's
also like to take brand new crisp big euro notes, so like €100 or €200 notes.
Yeah.
To exchange, if there's even a little dent on the paper or a little fold, they refuse it.
Yeah, sometimes they can be like that. It's just up to the person behind the desk. But Koh Tao, because it's such a small island, if they set the rate at a certain rate, it's not, because Bangkok's a huge city. The rate is fixed in the banks. But if you was to go to say Koh Tao, if they're going to say, right, we're going to set the rate at this rate, because it's such a small island, it's not like you can go anywhere else and change it. You're just stuck with that one. Those little there's a lot of little cash, what they call cashier little offices on the streets, but they've got the prices all listed in front of you. You can see exactly how much you get for the euro, for the pound. But generally, you get a better rate in the banks. You get a better rate in Bangkok.
Yeah, but like I've got to up my I've got one of them Revolut cards, so I think I might take out a subscription for it to up how much I can take out of.
Oh yeah, you want to do that then? When I first came out here, they kept blocking my blimmin' bank card, even though I told them I'm going to Thailand. I'll be here for at least 6 months minimum. I get 10,000 baht, the maximum I could get, and they charge a fee at the ATM as well, 220 baht. And they give you a bad rate.
Yeah.
And then I draw out one time, next day I draw out another 10,000, block. Call up the bank puts me through to India. So I'm in Thailand. Oh, there's a lot of fraud over there at the moment, so we automatically put a block on your card. Yeah, and I told you that before I came, and you said you're putting a note in the computer. So I was there for 6 months. Okay, we'll do that for you now, sir. Next week, same thing happened again. And again.
Nightmare. Well, I'm going with 2 bank cards. One's my local bank, and one's like Revolut. And I'll take probably about, I reckon, like if I budget 120 a day, right? That's about, what's that a week? 7 times 860. Is that right? 840. Yeah, 840 a week. So if I like round it off to about £1,000 a week, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could include like my diving, my paddy thing as well.
Well, yeah, you could pay for that. Swipe it.
Or my paddy would be on top, whatever. I ain't going to
without going to the cash machines, you can use more like when they swipe it through the credit card machine.
So I might come out with just about more than half of that in cash, like about £3,000 in cash.
Yeah, just keep that well tucked away.
Yeah.
Away from ladyboys. They sniff that money, they'll relieve you of it very quickly.
I ain't going like, I doubt if I'm going to get in any dramas. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no one looks for dramas.
But you know, like,
I've heard story. Like,
if there's parties, I'm going partying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I know this Irish bloke. You know, straight as a dive. He was. His other mate was laughing his head off it, and he was telling me what happened to him. And he turned up and he went out for a little drink, a normal little drink. Woke up in the morning. He'd been robbed. He couldn't remember anything, so he looked at the CCTV cameras in his hotel room. He thought he'd been burgled. And there's him coming back to the hotel with 2 ladyboys, one driving the bike, him in the middle, a ladyboy in the back. And they got into his room. I don't think they did anything sexual with him because they weren't in his room long enough. And then they left on his bike. They stole his bike as well. And, of course, his mate was ripping the piss out of him, saying, yeah, I bet you did this. But he's like, oh, fuck off. But he had no memory of it whatsoever. Even the police were laughing at him. But that's what I mean. Like, you know, he didn't go out looking for dramas. He's just, you know, he'd been here for a while as well. You know, he just thought he'd go out for a casual little drink, and then he says he has no memory of it, but the CCTV doesn't lie.
Yeah.
You got to remember, if someone wants to do something naughty to you, they look. It's a bit like a mugger in England. They always look for people that are off guard. You know, like one minute reading a newspaper, next minute they're in a situation, and they're like, you know, for example, he might have been having a drink, he might have been relaxed, thought he knew the place, walking down a dark street. Someone's come up to him, started talking. He's like, I sat him down, offered him a drink, didn't know what was in the drink, and then, bosh. The story writes itself. Well, another friend of mine, he was suspicious because he went with this girl and his house was robbed. He didn't understand. There's something that wasn't right because when he got back home, all the windows were popped from the inside. Yeah. And he sort of guessed who it was. And then he came back out and he went with that same girl the night before. And he said, yeah, I reckon it was that girl, the one I went with last night, that did it. I said, you might want to check your windows now then, if that's the case, because she'd already gone. And every single window had been popped from the inside. So what she did was she unlocked the windows from the inside, knocked on the door like later that day or night. And if he was there, like, oh, I just come to see you. And if he wasn't there, they just opened the window. She called her Thai boyfriend up and he'd come around the motorbike in the house, out. and gone. Those things happen a lot more rarely now because there's a lot more cameras now than what it used to be. It's CCTV is solid.
Cameras can't
There's a lot of cameras now, and it's a lot harder to get away with crime, not like it used to be. And the levels of services have gone up as well. Yeah. People seem to be a bit more friendlier now. Like I don't know. My friend came out and he used to live out here like a long time ago, like I did, and he came out here on holiday with his wife and kids, and he said it's changed a lot, man. It's like there's not so much people trying to take stuff from you. Like it seems to be a lot more sort of normal now than what it used to be.
Like better service,
and people not trying to sort of be pushy to try and take your money off you like you used to.
That's the impression I get of Samui. It's like turning into like quite a
upmarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more 5-star hotels than what there used to be. A lot. And 5-star villas, which they rent them out like hotels, you know, with staff and stuff. It's changed a lot. When I first came here, it was at the status of like a small little town. And then I've got upgraded to a city, and now it's been given like almost like province status because the amount of people there now.
Yeah.
Well, where I live, there was no concrete roads when I first came here, and now it's all not only concrete but tarmac and stuff.
Yeah, it's like a trendy place to like go, isn't it? Samui.
Yeah, it is now, man. It's not what it used to be. It's not like some tropical island in the middle of nowhere like it used to be when I first came here.
Yeah.
It's still not organised like the West, but it's changed a lot.
I mean, I've seen like videos of like people queuing up to go down and get the boat for like full moon party and that, and it just all looks like fucking tourist chavs, like Russians and
yeah, sort of Ruskies.
Yeah, like all like not looking local at all. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, going to a full moon party, it would just be like, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
If I was here on a few week holiday, I'd be gagging to see what that's about. Them.
No, I don't.
It's quite well played that full moon.
More like
it's small for younger people
than that. It looks too mental.
It is mental, and it's more for younger people as well. You don't get many Thais go to that full moon party. Mostly Westerners, and men and women.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get some, but they go there to look at us. Like they're more interested in how we behave.
Yeah, I'm too old for that, Jimmy.
Yeah, me too, man. I've been too old for it for the last 15, 20 years. I can't stand all that stuff. Just not for me. Oh, Missy was still like and dance all bloody night and talk to dickheads who are out their nuts.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, lumbered with fucking.
Not really a nighttime person, but if I did go out, there's like places where you can go. They got like they might have like a band playing and seats, and you're sitting there drinking. Even though I don't even like it when there's bands playing because it's so noisy, you can't hear each other talk. You end up going outside to talk to them, and then when you're outside now, with just the only differences between being here and home is you're outside with a lot of banging noise in the background. I'm just old and boring. I don't even go to boxing matches anymore. I can't bother to go there, man.
No. You got? Do they have the chickens on Samui?
The chicken fighting, it's more amongst the Thais. You never see tourists there.
No.
Very, very rarely see a Westerner.
Yeah.
They got buffalo fighting as well.
No.
I'll tell you what they do have. It's actually quite humane buffalo fighting. It's more like just wrestling with their heads. But all they do have is those zip lines. They go for like half a kilometre through the hills.
I thought they was like a herd animal. Like they wouldn't like fight.
No, they do. They fight for big money. They fight for like 1 million baht, 3 million baht. It's like 50 quid or 50,000 English.
Unless it's like the stag rut, you know, like it's over like females in a certain period of the year.
Oh, they got buffaloes and they got cow fighting as well. But just about they got fish fighting. They got special fish that they put them in a jar and they put the jars next to each other. And then when they're ready, they put them in the fish tank together, and then the winner, you know, they bet on it.
Can you eat the winner?
Well, you could do, but only tiny little fish. Pretty much left of it. But then again, if it's a winner, you might want to use it for the next for another fightman. Might be a good fighter.
Yeah, you got champion.
But they got for stuff in Samui to do. They got those zip like what are they called? Zip lines.
Right.
Cable. What are they called again? You know, the cable lines, the aerial one ways that go between the trees. You can go over the tops of the trees.
Yeah, like electric cables.
Yeah, they're not electric. You slide down them.
Oh, right. I think they call them tyrolines over here.
I can't remember what you call them, but cable. They're basically cable rides. So you slide down them. But they got like about half a kilometre going through the trees and
right,
you know, on a bit of rope. It's quite safe as well, and I haven't heard of anyone falling yet. Got a couple of go-kart tracks here as well.
I might have to be careful with stuff like that because I had a spine operation.
Oh yeah. Elephant riding, I'm not really a fan of that. It's too slow and boring for me. Got a few waterfalls though. Got some you can swim in.
Is there plenty of places to ride elephants?
Yeah, but they stick to a certain pathway, and after you're on, it's I don't know. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do it just for a picture or something like that. But I don't know, riding an elephant, unless you like going on a safari or something like that. But here it's more like the idea of a safari, but you're not really in it. It's, walk around the block and back again.
Yeah, I get you. No, I ain't that fussed about elephants.
They got a few waterfalls where you can jump off a rock and go swimming and stuff like that. Man.
Yeah.
All that, or not fresh water and stuff.
I mean, if I got to see a whale shark or something like that, I'll be like, that'd make.
Oh, you'll probably see them in Kotel because the instructors, they know where to go, where the schools of fish sort of hang around in the same places. They sort of know where to take you. Well, my brother, when he used to go out scuba diving, he used to see sharks all the time.
Yeah, and then manta rays and things like that.
Yeah, stingrays, turtles, big turtles.
Yeah.
A few of them. Yeah, you see some I used to go on my mate's speedboat, but I'm not mates with him anymore, unfortunately. We used to go fishing. Some of the stuff we used to see was just mental, man. On the once we're driving at 60 miles an hour between Samui and Koh and no word of a lie, this long tongue jumped out of the water, did like a rainbow over the top of the boat. And I still remember it as if it was in slow motion. And my mate was standing up, and he was just sitting down. If he was standing up, if that hit him in the head, he would have been dead.
What was it?
Just a fish, yeah, a big long ton, like a kind of like swordfishy thing. It jumped over the boat at 60 miles an hour, like a rainbow.
Would it have speared him in the head if he was stood up?
It would have done, yeah. It would have done. They're pretty sharp, them teeth and them bones. It would have been like being speared in the head. I couldn't believe it. I still remember that. It was like slow motion, like, what the fuck? That was mad, man.
If you don't, you know what I mean? If you don't get out, you're never going to experience these things, are you?
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a one-off freak accident. I mean, you have these freak accidents that happen that, and there'll be a conspiracy behind a lot of them, but some of them, they just are accidents. I hate to say it, but they are. Yeah. Sometimes they are a little bit dodgy, but there was one woman that she was free diving in Koh Tao, and she was like a professional free diver. Like, they go as deep as they can, with no oxygen, and she died. Yeah. And people were saying, "Oh, it must be murder because it was Koh Tao." I was like, "No, stop all that nonsense." They're trying to portray it that Koh Tao was a death island with serial killers. It's a lie, man. Absolute lie, man. They're dying in Samui, but they don't say. They don't say, "Oh, it must be the serial killer from Koh Tao must have hit Samui." No, accidents happen, you know.
I think if anything was fact, it would have come out, and we'd have seen it.
That case that talked about earlier. That was a very signature case. Somebody did what they did for some kind of sexual satisfaction, and that was disgusting. I mean, I saw the actual photos, and I thought no parent should ever have to wake up and look at the newspaper or look at those photos. That was disgusting. They've got to catch the people that have done that.
So it was a sexual crime. It was a sexual crime. It was
it was disgusting. It was so shocking. That's why it made big news all around the world.
Yeah. I've heard that they're out there, but I don't think I've ever seen them.
Sorry, say again.
I've heard the photos are out there.
Yeah. I've seen them. No, if I've got them saved, I wouldn't show them to anyone out of respect for the families, because that was horrible.
I've never looked for them. I just heard that they're out there.
No, I've seen them, and I've seen them uncensored, and I was absolutely. I mean, I used to work with Samui Rescue, so I've seen just about every accident, shooting, stabbing, you know, deaths, casualties, limbs severed. I've seen it all. I've been there. But there's only a few things that stick in my mind, and that was one of them. I thought the person who does this has to pay them. That ain't normal. You know, I've got kids. You know, they were two young kids. You know, in their early 20s, I believe, and gone out on holiday, and you know their parents are going to have to deal with that. And I couldn't swallow that one. That was. Ooh.
So you've got out and work. You've been like working in the community and that.
Yeah. I still do occasionally.
Yeah, that's what I've done out here. Where, you know, just and that. There's a lot of people just stick to their little clique, or you know, but you know, like the expat clique and that.
Yeah.
I've never really done that.
Yeah, I'll get introduced to someone out here who was already doing that stuff, and it was at a time when I've fallen out with a lot of people over a bit of drama. Needed something new, and I ended up getting into that.
Yeah.
which I preferred because a lot of the expats I used to hang around with in the time, they just used to create trouble wherever they go. There was a group of about 50 of us at one point, but they're getting drunk and falling asleep in McDonald's or Burger King, and dribbling coming out their mouths and going with girls and other girls' boyfriends. No, they've got boyfriends and their boyfriends, are in the same group and insider fights kicking off.
Drama,
yeah.
But around a lot of my mates around my way, they're like the locals. They're like that anyway.
Yeah.
Plenty of drama around like the locals, my mates.
Yeah, it's the same out here. I don't know a lot of it. I mean, back then, no one had responsibilities back in those days, and we didn't have wives, kids. But now, people are either gone home and got married, or they stayed in and got married, and now they've taken their life a bit more seriously because they got to look after their children, and now they're more about their kids now, and finding stuff for activities for their kids to do, and finding other parents have got similar interest, and things change. But back in those days, no one gave a shit about anything, and it was just madness every day. I remember once, I wasn't involved in this, but one of them had a party, and I don't know what happened. There was just about everything was going on in that party, from birds to all kinds of stuff going around, and some people at the party decided to go up into the ceiling, and then they fell into the room next door and realised there was nobody there, and just robbed the room. Next day, half those people went back to England, and the people that rented that house ended up taking the responsibility. And then the owner of the house thought he'd been robbed. He was a Dutch bloke. He put in a report into the police, and then they would end up going backwards and forwards to the police station every day. And because he made a false report to the police for his insurance claim, he couldn't withdraw the report. Otherwise, he could have been done with fraud. It was a big, big mess. Just for one night of madness. Thank God that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, funny enough, I could have gone out last night, or I could have stayed out from the evening into the night time. And I know it would have kicked off last night with someone amongst like my mates. It would have kicked off. There was an air of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I weren't planning on staying out. It weren't my plan, but I could have. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You get that sort of that tension in the air, and the way people are looking, it's like they're looking for trouble.
Yeah, I thought, no, I'm having a chilled night.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I've seen that many, many years ago. That situation you just said just now happened. I weren't there, but I went home just like what you did. But the long story short was, one person ended up in ICU with a brain hemorrhage, and another two ended up in hospital, and some of these were ties as well.
Yeah,
about 30 people kicking off.
I think that comes with like experience, doesn't it? When you know when it's time to go home.
Yeah. I heard other people went home as well, and they all said it was the tension was just getting more and more and more. It all happened over a girl, apparently. Somebody grabbed the girl's ass.
Always.
And then she called a friend, and her friend came down and got angry with that person. That person was part of a group. So then they all crowded around, and they called their friends up, and that group came down, and that's how it ended up like a 30-man punch up, or whatever it probably was. And then they came afterwards. They came back with the locals came back with the threats, with they passed the message on, somebody's definitely going to get pinged.
Yeah,
100%. So the ties ended up leaving the island. And that's how seriously they took it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep.
That was on your island.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But that's how quickly it just sparked off just from something like that.
Because with the Russians, is it expensive for them because no one wants their currency?
Well, the Russians normally come loaded with dollars for some reason.
Right.
They've always got dollars. Sometimes I've done business with them and they say, do you accept American dollars? I no, I accept Thai baht, not America.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and change them up. You go and change them up.
Yeah. So you reckon it's better for me to like charge up a card, bring a spare card rather than bring too much cash?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but you want to have some cash on you, like for emergencies and stuff.
Yeah.
Because cards get lost and blocked. If your card's lost, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, I've got two, but I could get a third one.
Yeah, keep them separate as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to make tracks. It's
all right.
10 in the evening, school night.
Yeah, no worries. Good talking to you.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, speak again.
All right, mate. Take it easy.
Bye.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I'll put Jimmy's link in the chat, in the comments on the YouTube thing, whatever in the description. Fuck knows.